it's a part of me is thinking that. It's a part of me is feeling that. I'm like, oh, it's okay. All right. But it's refreshing because, I only look at the past of things and people know I still got it. Like I said, physically, I never left. You understand me? So that power was still there.
Eddie Hearn recently shared some interesting thoughts about why Oleksandr Usyk wants to fight Deontay Wilder. The reason behind it may surprise boxing fans and is not what many first expected.
Wilder's a big draw, he's still, but for me, he's well past his best, and I don't see it as an overly competitive fight.
The boxing world is talking a lot about this possible fight, especially because of where both fighters are right now. Usyk has won almost everything in boxing, from an Olympic gold medal to becoming the only fighter to hold all 4 belts twice at heavyweight. On the other hand, Wilder has struggled lately, losing to fighters like Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker. His only recent win was against a little-known opponent, which is not close to the tough competition he used to face.
What would be your advice to bringing back the old Wilder?
It's very hard to say because Wilder's already beyond 35 years old. Once a guy gets to beyond 35 years old, it's hard to teach the old dog new tricks. He'd have to almost recalibrate his whole situation, his whole game, and I don't know if he's willing to go that deep into it.
According to Hearn, during their meeting in Saudi Arabia, Usyk clearly said he wants to fight the 3 biggest heavyweight names of his time: Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. These fighters were the top stars of the heavyweight division while Usyk was rising, and he has already beaten both Joshua and Fury more than once. Daniel Dubois also deserves respect for pushing Usyk hard before losing, but Wilder is still the only major name from that era Usyk has not faced. From Usyk's point of view, beating Wilder would complete his goal of defeating every top heavyweight of his generation. Hearn was very direct about this possible fight. While he admitted that Wilder still attracts fans, he strongly questioned whether Wilder can truly challenge someone at Usyk's level. The gap between a fighter still in championship shape and one who has clearly declined may be too big, no matter how much power Wilder still has left.
Yeah, I don't know, like Usyk, I was with Usyk in Saudi and I said to him, Deontay Wilder, yeah? And he was like, yes. I said, that's interesting. And he made a point. He said, I want to fight all the people from my sort of generation. He said, and the 3 people who were the key fighters of my era, and I know there's some youngsters coming through, but is AJ, Fury, and Wilder. These are the 2 biggest names. And you have to give an honourable mention to Daniel Dubois, by the way, because, but he's beat him twice, right? So he's beaten Fury twice, he's beaten AJ twice, he's beaten Dubois twice, and I think he's thinking, I think Wilder on my resume would be nice. Wilder's a big draw, he's still, but for me, he's well past his best, and I don't see it as an overly competitive fight. But as always in this crazy business we work in, if someone's ready to pay for it, it will happen. And it might be one of those fights where, at the moment when people are talking about it, me included, might go, But then when you see it on the poster, you go, wow. What if? But, for me, Usyk's a phenomenon. I saw him in Saudi, looks fantastic.
John Fury, who is never quiet about heavyweight boxing, gave an even tougher opinion about what could happen if these 2 fight. As the head of the Fury boxing family, he has seen both men fight his son up close, which gives him a clear view of their skills. When asked about Wilder's chances against Usyk, his answer was very harsh. Big John said Wilder is finished as a top-level fighter. He went even further, saying Wilder should think about retiring before he gets badly hurt by fighting elite opponents without the strength and speed he once had. He also called Usyk's interest in this fight almost disrespectful, questioning why Usyk wants to face Wilder now when he did not fight him during his best years.
Well, he's not the same man, is he? He's not got a leg under him, God love him. He's shot one, he's shot to pieces. What does a man like Usyk want to do that for? It's a liberty. It's a liberty. You're the number 1 heavyweight in the world. There's plenty of other people deserving of a chance to fight than Deontay Wilder. Leave Wilder out of it. Somebody in a minute's going to cause Deontay Wilder some serious injury. And going back to the AJ car crash, this can be just as dangerous and just as bad for Deontay Wilder. But it's camouflage better, isn't it? Just as dangerous. Somebody could kill Wilder. Because it's terrible.
Tyson Fury also shared his thoughts on the situation and explained why Usyk seems so eager to fight Wilder right now. The Gypsy King, who has fought both men several times, believes Usyk's interest is more about money than competition. Fury lost both of his fights with Usyk by decision last year, but did much better against Wilder, earning a draw and then 2 knockout wins. Because of this, Fury understands the situation better than most. In his view, fighters like Ajit Cabale deserve a chance to fight Usyk based on their rankings and interim titles. However, he admitted that these kinds of fights usually do not make much money. After earning huge paydays fighting big names like Fury, it is unrealistic to expect Usyk to take much less money to fight lesser-known opponents. That is why Wilder, even with recent losses, is still appealing because his name is famous and he has many fans.
I don't see that fight ever happening with Usyk and Cabale. It doesn't make any commercial sense. It's like saying to me, do you want to go and fight the man downstairs for 50 quid? Or do you want to fight Anthony Joshua for 20 million? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And boxing's a business, don't forget. And we're all here to get paid and get laid and get out of here. Yeah. And that's what it's about. Winning a world title is fantastic, and you got to win world titles to get paid. But at that sort of level where Usyk is now, you want the biggest fights possible for the largest amounts of money. You want to get that bag and get out of there. You don't want to fight the toughest fights possible for no money, do you? Agid's a tough fight for anybody, and at the minute it doesn't make any commercial sense for Usyk to fight Agid or any of them people in WBC top 10, because none of them are massive names yet.
Lennox Lewis, the last undisputed heavyweight champion before Usyk, shared his thoughts on a possible Usyk versus Wilder fight. Lewis beat Evander Holyfield in 1999 to become undisputed, so his opinion carries a lot of weight. He feels Usyk has too much skill and ring smarts to lose to Wilder now. Lewis said the fight would likely be easy for Usyk. While fans might be curious to see their different styles clash, it is really a battle between Usyk's technical skill and Wilder's raw power, with Usyk still at his best and Wilder past his peak. Even though Wilder's right hand is dangerous, Lewis thinks Usyk has already handled much tougher challenges.
I think Usyk is way too great to lose that fight. I think it's going to be an easy fight for Usyk. I think both of them fighting, everybody wants to see that fight. I think Usyk has it hands down.
Roy Jones Jr. added his thoughts, trying to explain why Usyk might be interested in Wilder beyond just adding a win to his record. The former world champion said Usyk probably wants to make a big impression in the US boxing market, where Wilder still has many fans despite recent losses. Usyk's manager Agus Cleese said talks are happening for a multi-fight deal with an American promoter, and the Wilder fight could happen in the US between April and May.
If Wilder can hit you, Wilder can put you out.
Talking of Usyk, he wants Deontay Wilder. Why do you think he wants Deontay?
Well, he knows Deontay is a great puncher, but he knows Deontay is starting to fall off a little bit. He's fallen a lot from where he was. He trained with Russ Amber a lot. Russ used to be with Deontay, and Russ and Deontay had a few issues too, so I'm sure he wants to go pound Deontay out for that.
He's beat Fury twice, he's beat Anthony Joshua twice, Daniel Dubois twice. He wants to be that guy of the modern generation. Whether people think he's finished or not finished, the bottom line is he's still a prominent figure in the heavyweight division.
He's still the brown bomber, and you need that brown bomber. It's like I tell people, when you think about the past in boxing, the past is built basically on mostly black fighters. Most of the great fighters were black. How many great black fighters did Floyd Mayweather fight in their prime? None. But you want to be a guy that fought everybody that he could.
Don Charles, a well-known British trainer, shared his thoughts on how Fabio Wardley might do against Usyk if they ever fought. He didn't think it would be an easy win for Usyk. Charles said factors like heart, punching power, and fighting style could make the fight closer than people expect. He noted Wardley's willingness to stay aggressive and throw lots of punches. Charles also reminded everyone that Usyk can be hit, pointing to his first fight with Daniel Dubois and tough moments against Derek Chisora. Wardley has better skills than Chisora but keeps the same fighting style. Considering Usyk's age and long career, Charles said it's too soon to count Wardley out if this fight happens.
I trained Derek, so I know him inside out. Yeah? Fabio Wardley technically has more.
Early days of Usyk as a heavyweight, though, right?
And Usyk is not young anymore. I'm not right anymore. He's proved so far. He's beat everybody in good style. Now, I wouldn't bet against Fabio if he was to get the fight, land the fight with Usyk.
And Joseph Parker said that Fabio Wardley actually was the hardest hitting heavyweight that he's been in with.
Yeah.
So you have to give him that opportunity, that chance, because that kid will keep fighting, even if he's 11 rounds behind and with the bells ringing for round number 12, he's still dangerous, and I think he's proven that.
This is the thing, we talk nowadays about legacy.
George Groves also shared his thoughts on possible heavyweight matchups, especially about how Tyson Fury might face Fabio Wardley when he returns to the ring. Fury had announced his retirement in January last year but has now decided to make one last push for championship glory before turning 40. Groves said, "You might think Fury could easily beat Fabio Wardley because he knows how to handle different fighters. Fabio is a great fighter, strong and tough, but his skills are limited compared to top-level boxers. He's fit and never gives up, but Fury should be able to control the fight. However, if Fury isn't in shape and is out of practice, it could be a real challenge. Still, don't underestimate Wardley. Wardley had an amazing year, overcoming tough moments in several fights. He knocked out Justice Honey even though he was behind on many scorecards, showing he can win even when losing rounds. He did it again against Joseph Parker, stopping the former world champion in the late rounds despite facing big challenges earlier in the fight. These wins made him the full WBO champion after Usyk gave up the title instead of making a mandatory defense. The heavyweight scene this year looks very exciting, with many interesting fights beyond just the Usyk-Wilder matchup. Aji Kabai recently kept his WBC interim title with a third-round stoppage of Damian Kiba in Germany, while rising star Moses Itama is building his name as a future top fighter. The big question now is whether the boxing organizations will make Usyk defend his remaining titles or let him go after the big legacy fights he wants during the last years of his career.
Usyk he'll eat all his boys out.
How do you think Caballero gets on against Fabio Wardley and Usyk?
Usyk will eat his boys up.
Eat them out.
I'm telling you, man.
Eat them up. What about Wardley, Caballero?
Caballero, that's a good one because they both like to stand there. But Caballero will win it, and I'll tell you why. He's a body head. And Fabio is only a head hunter.
Would we be fair to say that Fabio would be the front runner for you, being your 50th fight and a world title?
We don't know, man. We're just waiting for Queensbury to come with a better offer right now.
So when you say better offer, there has been an offer made for that fight, then, yeah?
No.
It's clear that Usyk's main goal is to beat the most important heavyweights of his generation, not just whoever is the mandatory challenger. Some people may see this as picking easier fights, while others think he's focusing on making history. Usyk has proven his skill and courage by facing top opponents for years, so few can doubt him, even if some question why he is choosing Wilder now, given Wilder's recent decline and lower ranking in the division.